and gentlemen, welcome to the most must-see YouTube channel. Welcome to Heels and Faces. Heels and Faces. Introducing your host from Cape Town, South Africa. He weighs in at an undisclosed weight, falsetto. And your reigning, defending, undisputed host, Sub-Zero!
Oh man, that was fun.
Too much.
Welcome to episode 4 of Heels and Faces, and this week we decided to pay tribute to the lovable and huggable Bailey. As it is, of course, this week Women's Month in South Africa, so we'd like to wish all our viewers a happy Women's Month from Heels and Faces.
And indeed, we're wishing all our female viewers a happy Women's Month. Alright, so in this week, we'll be reviewing both Raw and Smackdown Live, so let's just get into it. First segment of Raw, we had Baron Corbin, aka Constable Squanderer, versus Roman Reigns. How did you feel about this match?
Lukewarm at best. And I feel like I'm being kind by giving it a lukewarm. Didn't like the whole segment. Why wasn't Kurt Angle angry that he got F5 by Brock Lesnar? The match was okay, two big guys, and the crowd shame was into Roman, but other than that, nah, didn't do much for me.
I don't know, I have an opposing view. I'd go with hot for this one, mostly because the fans were into it from the beginning of the segment, and they were really cheering for both Roman and Kurt. So it gets a hot for me because Jacksonville was alive, man. Go Jacksonville.
I'll give it to them. Okay, sure.
Moving along, we had KO on the Kevin Owens show.
I was so happy it's back.
Yeah. He's got a new platform now and everything, and his first guest was Jinder Mahal, which led to a very interesting match between Jinder and Braun Strowman. So Braun basically flipped over the platform, and that set up the match between Jinder and Braun Strowman. What do you think about the match?
Segment and match hot for me. I like the fact that they were on the stage there by the Titantrons. I really enjoyed that. The match itself, again, we got a taste of how KO can win at SummerSlam, in essence. Winning by DQ this time, Jinder Mahal. So Jinder Mahal is 2-0 against Braun Strowman. Imagine that. So shout out to the king of
Shanti! The peaceful jobber, Jinder Mahal.
Hashtag peaceful jobber.
So, I'm really rooting for Jinder. I hope he gets back to the WWE Championship level which he was at.
Don't push it. It's fine where he is. Like, I also enjoyed the fact that KO didn't let him speak throughout the whole segment. Like, KO was amazing. Yeah.
Kevin Owens. So, move along to the next one. We had the Revival versus B-Team, baby. B stands for best, of course. And the B-Team came out with a new entrance theme, a new track.
I was so sad when I heard that. It sounds like some cheerleading song. I want my old song back.
B-Team.
I want these battle scars.
Wait! That was wonderful! And of course, during the match, we had the Deleters of World making a very interesting entrance. Did you expect it?
I didn't expect that. Yeah. Lights go off. Next thing, the Deleters of Worlds, they're the ones waiting for the tags, come in, beat up both teams. So it was quite impressive. But for me, the only issue now is that the Deleters of World next week, we've got the triple threat match that is going to be taking place for the titles. Why isn't it happening at SummerSlam? Like,
exactly.
What does that mean about the titles?
You know, I feel like that's a big enough match. These are three big teams, clearly. I mean, that should have been on the pay-per-view itself. For us getting it next week, I'm hoping they're going to get a space at SummerSlam, and it's not going to be a result for Raw.
For my thinking, it's going to be... SummerSlam is too full at the end of the day. So that's why we're getting it next week, but we'll see.
So the rating for this one, I'd give it a hot, man. I just like the way the Deleters of War just came in and basically they made havoc.
For me, it'll get a lukewarm because of what's happening next week in the relation to SummerSlam, but I think it'll be a good match next week, so yeah.
Okay. And next up we had our female superstars. We had the Boss and Hug Connection, Sasha and Bailey versus the Riot Squad.
That name, and Michael Cole keeps saying that Boss and Hug Connection. Can we please just come up with something
I
new?
don't know. I really like that name, man.
Can we call them maybe, I don't know, Boss Huggers or something like that? Okay, that's also a bit lame.
Yeah, but I mean, it's better than Boss and Connection. Clearly
Yeah.
taken from Mankind and The Rock.
True, true,
Yeah.
true.
So, how do you feel about the match?
It was decent, better than last week, I would say. And of course, we had the big shock that you were very happy about.
Oh my God, Ruby Riot, my girl is back.
Comes in hoods and all, like that really shocks me actually. That was
Yeah,
cool.
no, that was amazing, and the fact that they just won after that was brilliant.
Yeah. So Riot Squad is complete again.
Yeah, so it gets a definite hot for me. Really enjoyed the segment.
I enjoyed the Ruby surprise, but
Yeah.
it's still getting a lukewarm for me. Like it didn't like blow me away. So yeah, I've just been giving lukewarm.
Yeah, you're very heelish today.
Yeah, I'm the heel.
You're
You're the
heel.
face.
Right, and then we moved on to our main event of Raw, where we had Ronda Rousey versus Alicia Fox, aka Alicia Fox. I expected more. The match gets a lukewarm from me.
Same.
Same sentiments.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted more for Ronda's debut, and
Yeah.
you know, not the runaround we were getting from Alexa Bliss and Natalia around the ring.
Yeah.
as well.
What did you think of the announcement though at the beginning? Because they made it feel like a championship match. JoJo's out there announcing.
Very unnecessary.
You reckon?
Uh,
they made it feel big. Like I liked that, but still, I feel like Ronda could have gone against someone who's gonna push her to the limit more in her first match.
True.
But nonetheless, she came across still impressive. She's definitely taking the title, I think, at SummerSlam. So
Hey, but that's Alexa Bliss. Anything can happen.
true. So Alexa Bliss is very smart, so she might find a way to get out of it. But I just don't see it happening.
All right. And I guess it's time for our awards.
Where's my tuxedo?
All right. So, who is your heel for Raw?
I think undeniably for me it has to be Kevin Owens. He really entertained me today. The fact that he got one up on Braun Strowman once again, and the fact that he just kept interrupting Jinder Mahal Jr.'s show. So it really was the Kevin Owens show. There was only one person speaking. So yeah, Kevin Owens, he's my man.
For me, I go with Ruby Riot, my girl.
Cool.
Riot Squad is complete again. And the fact that she came in hooded and everything, that for me was just very heelish.
Yeah.
And then she helped her teammates get the win. So definitely Ruby Riot for me. Face?
Face of the night, I'm going to give it to Seth freaking Rollins. Of course, the guy I call the glue of Monday Night Raw.
For sure.
He keeps on putting on good match after good match after good match. And of course, this week he was in a handicap match against Drew and Dolph Ziggler. They got one up on him, but I like the fact that he kept up. So
Yeah,
it was good.
no, definitely the same for me.
Yeah.
As we previously said, Seth is a workhorse, man.
Mhm. Stallion.
He's a
I was like,
stallion. You know, he is WWE.
Yeah. Monday Night Rollins.
Monday
no
Night
doubt.
Rollins.
Yeah. I should wear my shirt next time.
And match of the night?
Match of the night, I'll give it to the handicap match actually. There were times where it actually felt like it was a triple threat match, and I was like, I wouldn't mind seeing this and seeing Drew going for the Intercontinental title because I feel like Drew is so good right now. He needs to get to that level. So I really enjoyed that match, and we still had a moment again. The fans actually were chanting, "We want Ambrose." So
Exactly.
people that also we feel it's that time. We're ready for him to come make that save for his buddy. So we'll see.
Definitely, especially with Roman now being put out from the whole equation by Stephanie McMahon. Dean, please come home.
Yay.
But for me, I'd give it to Roman versus Constable Squanderer.
What? Why?
Because of the ambience, man. Just
Let me just whip up my dictionary. What?
the crowd.
Oh, the crowd. Okay,
You know,
fair enough.
everything.
Jacksonville, yeah.
Jacksonville.
Is that
Like,
your new favorite place now?
That's my new favorite place.
I
Jacksonville.
didn't even know where it was before
I
this
didn't.
episode.
But I'm coming, Jacksonville. I'm coming. So definitely that. And then let's move on to the last award, the OMG moment.
OMG moment. I think
it's unanimous.
It's obvious.
It's unanimous.
Braun tipping over the stage of Kevin Owens' show.
This
That
guy
was
just
crazy.
keeps on doing
He was like
crazy stunts.
A Godzilla, he was like a Loch Ness monster, whatever name, the monster in the bank, literally tipping over. There were 3 people on that platform
And he threw them all
over. Like that was, and they showed it in slow motion, I think, as well. They were literally like falling over. That was a great moment. Braun Strowman keeps doing crazy things we never expect. So true. And now it's time to jump over to the A show, baby! Smackdown Live, and of course this week once again it did not disappoint. I really enjoyed this week's edition.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, it was great, man. Smackdown Live, A show, everything is always up there. The energy is great.
And the first part that I'd like to pick us, And the first part that I'd like us to pick through is the Becky Lynch and Charlotte tag team taking on the Iconics. What did you think?
The match was pretty much lukewarm, but what I will rate it highly on is what happened backstage.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Becky saying that, look, at SummerSlam, it's every man for himself. As much as we're friends,
Every woman.
every woman, now, every woman for herself, and it's gonna be an epic match, I think.
Yeah, I'm also going to touch on that. It's not so much the match, but the whole segment and dynamic as a whole, because I feel like Becky Lynch is showing visible frustration that, yo, Charlotte, you've taken my spotlight here, and now I have to fight you and Carmella for the title. And I feel like Carmella's going to retain, and then Becky Lynch is going to turn, become a heel.
Ooh, heel Becky.
I think
Straight fire.
that would be really interesting.
Yeah,
It would be straight fire.
And it would be straight fire.
And sticking to the women as well, next match, Zelina Vega in a rematch against Lana. I actually enjoyed this more than last week. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was better, but I think the whole thing that made, the thing that made the match great for me was the whole Rusev Day dynamic of it. Aiden, poor Aiden.
Again, he's just like the guy, he means well, but he just keeps messing up.
Right?
That was a good finish though. I like the finish. He shoved Rusev. Did he shove Rusev? No,
Yeah,
Almas. Shoved
Almas,
Almas. And then by mistake, he toppled over Lana. Lana got chowed by Zelina. So, yeah. Hey. So yeah, I think the Rusev Day dynamics, I want to see where it's going to go. Segment as a whole, lukewarm.
Like more of a lukewarm leaning towards a hot.
Yeah.
Because of Rusev Day. Rusev Day! Rusev Day!
Now I want to jump over to a segment that really surprised me, and that was the whole R-Truth, Ty Dillinger, Shinsuke Nakamura from backstage to Shinsuke versus Truth, the actual match. What were your thoughts?
Lovely, man. I swear the Ty Dillinger Truth situation is working so well. These guys are hilarious. I really enjoyed it. I'd give the whole segment a hot.
Same here as well. I enjoyed all the little things that they were doing and saying. Shinsuke Nakamura, his old self, said something to Truth in Japanese. And did you see that shock that he had? What did you just say?
I can't say that on TV.
Ty Dillinger's like, hey, me no speak no Japanese. It was only hilarious. But a key thing as well was R-Truth's performance against Shinsuke Nakamura. I really enjoyed that. And Truth is like over 40.
Yeah.
Still moves so well.
Dude, he hung on. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
I mean,
he did well.
he's showing that, okay, I'm a veteran. I mean, I
Yeah.
still know how to do things and to get things done in the ring.
Yeah.
As much as he took the L, I enjoyed this match more than the one last week against Joe.
Whole segment is a hot.
Definitely hot.
And then the next other hot segment, definitely. Do you agree? Miz versus Brian.
Miz versus Brian.
Another promo.
Yeah.
Brian Saxton was interviewing Miz from his set on Miz and Mrs.
Set.
What did you think?
It was good. I mean, great, hot.
Yeah.
I really liked the fact that Brian came in,
Yeah.
beat up the security guards. But of course, Miz, being the Miz, got the better of him again.
Once again, yeah.
That's like
Hitting him
the
with the glass bars.
Right?
That was quite savage.
It was a shattering experience.
Shattered dreams. But also, what was really key for me here was the things that Miz was saying. Once again, he was just going in on Daniel Bryan. And the key thing as well, he said that I should be representing this company as the WWE champion. I think that is a hint that Miz is going to win at SummerSlam, and then he's going to chase after the WWE championship. Hopefully, AJ is still champion after that. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
And then lastly, on SmackDown Live, we had a very, very lit match. We had the New Day versus the Bar, tag team titles, the final, winners get the Bludgeon Brothers. What a match. You said it, what a battle.
What a battle, man. These guys were going back and forth. The match was high-paced. It was physical. And what I liked the most is that we had so many near falls.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we thought the match was over, and yet, no, we still got another 10 or so minutes of it.
Yeah.
It was just epic, man.
Both teams, I think, have great chemistry together. Similar to you and I, you would say,
Yeah, buddy.
And honestly, when the match started, I had no idea who was going to win. And I also was sort of rooting for both teams because they're that good. But in the end, we are getting the New Day versus the Bar. New Day going for their fifth going for their fifth tag team titles. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. And I think this match really set up that match well because we saw resilience from the New Day.
Yeah.
Big E was isolated from Kofi. They were hitting him with so many big moves, but he just kept going.
And that's exactly the resilience that they're going to need against the Bludgeons.
Yeah.
Because you remember the last time they basically, Bludgeons wiped the floor
with the Usos and the New Day. So imagine now it's just the New Day.
Man, but I think the New Day is actually very ready. Judging by their performance against the Bar, I think they're actually ready for the Bludgeons this time.
They've got a week to rest, and then we'll have to see at SummerSlam what's going to go down. But now let's go into the awards. Heel of the night. Who do you give it to?
Definitely has to be Randy for me.
Okay.
Randy Orton. Man, he's just so menacing. You know,
and the way he talks
exactly.
and what he says, I agree with that.
And he says, you can just describe me as the most 3 devastating letters in WWE. R-K.
And then he leaves it. It's too good. It's too good. I would have given him heel of the night as well, but something was missing in the sense that I felt like it was a copy and paste promo from the previous week. And the fact that I wanted this US title match to be a triple threat. So far, they've told us it's just Jeff versus Shinsuke. But Jeff still has unfinished business with Randy Orton. So I don't know. We'll have to see. My heel of the night, I think I'll give it to The Miz. Simply because of what he said. Once again, digging into Daniel Bryan. The fact that he made a statement of intent for the WWE Championship. I think that's his future. That's where it's going right now. And that vase, that shattered vase over Daniel's head. Definitely. That is as heelish as you get.
Definitely.
Face?
Face has to be the boys, the
New Day!
The New Day are killing it. The mayors of Pancake City.
The mayors, what? That's a good one.
The mayors of Pancake City.
How cool was what they did backstage as well? We had Kofi Kingston sort of doing the whole usual sports commentator. Yeah, hello, we are right here right now, getting ready for this match.
Man, I'm telling you, this gimmick is working so well for these guys.
And it's been going since 2015, so they're doing so well. Shout outs to all those guys. New Day. Also, it's a very tough one. Ordinarily, I would have given it to them, but I have to give it to R-Truth. Comedic timing, the content of what he was saying, his performance in the ring. True. And usually when R-Truth comes, I'm ready for him to just take his L. But this time I was singing with him, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up. I feel like I need to go check his lyrics now because he's got lyrics for that song.
I feel like they keep changing.
They do keep changing, actually. And Corey also killed me because there was one part he was like, I understand Shinsuke's Japanese song more than what R-Truth is saying. R-Truth is speaking English. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So R-Truth face of the night for me. Match of the night, it's clear.
Yeah, the New Day versus the Bar.
That match, it had me on the edge of my seat.
That was above the bar.
Hey. Both teams did very well. I think there's little else to say about that. And then, OMG moment of the night. Miz?
Has to be Miz.
The vase moment, I think.
Yeah, for me it was hard. It was hard because, I mean, there wasn't a lot that happened on Smackdown. But, I mean, the one thing that stuck out the most was the Shattered Dreams.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think, once again, SmackDown Live delivered. It's the A show. That side of SummerSlam, I'm so keen for.
True.
Raw, not so much, but they still have one more week. I'm sure Brock will appear on Raw next week. And then,
don't count on it.
Actually, yeah. Knowing he's probably sitting on his couch reading his magazine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's been episode 4, eh?
Baby. We're rolling.
So, definitely catch us next time.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell and check out all our previous episodes as well if you haven't done so yet.
I am Sub-Zero.
You were Sub-Zero? Who are you now? Wasted. I am Falsetto, of course.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Baby!
I got some dirty shit to pick up at the dry clean. I got a tidy bitch to pick up, I got less Selena. Shawty hop up in the whip, but I ain't never seen it. Shawty love the way I whip it in a 2-seater.